everyone, it's Karen with the 𝗬𝗲𝘂𝗧𝘂𝗧𝗂𝗧 PaperCrafts. In this video, I'm going to be creating a scrapbook layout for Simple Stories Saturdays, which is a scrapbooking collaboration in YouTube hub hosted by my friend 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗀. And so we're going to be using a Simple Stories collection today. And the one that I chose to use was called So Happy Together. I'm going to be scrapbooking this picture of my family. And this is, I think, three generations here. I have my grandmother, myself, and then my mom. And this is my aunt, this is my mom's sister. And then this is my older sister, Debbie, and her daughter, Stephanie. So I have this really awesome picture. So when I was looking through my Simple Stories collections, I was looking for something that would go with this. And I think the colors in this collection really suit the picture. And then also the theme of the So Happy Together is family related. And you can see here from this chipboard that I have, it has things like our family, our happy home, and just things like that. So I thought that this would be a really good collection to use to scrapbook this picture. And so this is going to be, I think, a lot of fun to create this layout. Now I've already gotten started. I've picked out my paper and I've done some fussy cutting with some of the different papers that they have in this collection. And well, before we get started, let me just remind everybody to please go and check out everyone else's videos that is participating in this hop. And I'll have links to their videos in the description below. It's really a lot of fun to see what everyone else creates each month with their Simple Stories collections. Okay, so I decided that I wanted to do a band design. And so a band design is just taking a strip of paper like this. In this one, I think I cut it to 7 inches. So I just cut this. I have a 5-inch strip and a 7-inch strip of paper. And I was kind of trying to figure out what size I wanted to use. I think this one is a little bit too small. So if I put my picture here, there's not really a lot of this wood grain showing. And I wanted to use this chipboard piece as my title. And so this is really not going to give me a lot of space to do that. So I think I'm going to use the 7-inch instead. And this band design comes from Janet over at RTS Scrapbooking. She has some basic designs that she shared with us. So this is one of the designs that is pretty easy to do, and I like doing this one. And one of the things I love about doing the band design is that it allows you to use borders and washi tape and different things along the edges here. So I decided to use a border strip. So this punch here is one of my absolutely favorite punches from Creative Memories. It's called the Double Rick Rack Punch. And it's fairly new, so it's still available over at Creative Memories. And if you would like to shop with me at Creative Memories, I am an advisor. I'll put my name up here on the screen and also put a link in the description of this video. If you want to shop with me, you can just go there and click on that link and it'll take you over to Creative Memories. But this is actually a cartridge from their Border Maker system. And the Border Maker system, you purchase this part right here, and it usually comes with 1 or 2 of the cartridges. It always changes, so I don't really know what they have available right now. Sometimes they have, I think that's usually 2 cartridges that it comes with. I think there's a standard cartridge, and then you get to pick like from the options. And so the way that this system works is that you can buy these cartridges, like this one here, and it just goes inside of this piece. And you can use this as a standalone punch and just punch one design out, or you can use it with this here, which is how you can create your borders. So the way that this works is you flip this part out. This is kind of your paper guide. And then I'm going to use this blue paper. It's kind of like a tone-on-tone floral paper. And we're going to create a border strip. And so I'm just going to lift up this part, and there's a magnet here. So it really does a good job holding your paper down. I'm just going to slide this paper in until it butts up with the edge of the paper guide. We're going to put this down, and it's going to hold that in place with that magnet. And you're going to take this and flip that down. So now that you have this paper exposed, so that you're able to use your punch to punch along to make your border strip. So one of the things that I absolutely love about the Creative Memories products and their tools is that their punches are fairly easy to punch. I mean, it does require a little bit of hand strength, but compared to a lot of the other manufacturers, the Creative Memories punches are the easiest that I've ever found to use. They work really well, and you don't have to struggle with trying to punch this out. So let me go ahead and just push this over here to the side. And we're going to go ahead and line this up. So they have these little notches on the cartridge. And you don't really have to worry too much about lining this up. There's also this little guide right here. See if I can hold this up. There's that little line. So we're just going to line up that line with each one of these points on the guide. So you have to punch out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to create your whole border. So we're just going to go to the next one. You just want to line it up again, and you can kind of feel it as you're going along. You can feel it kind of go into place where you need it to be. So this is not hard to use at all. Super easy. And you can get all kinds of different cartridges from Creative Memories. One of the other things that's really nice about this is that because you're buying the cartridges and not an entire punch, it does save on space because these little cartridges are fairly small. So when you're storing this, you just have this small piece here and not a whole punch. And then you just have this separate piece, you know, that you can have. So it really saves on space to store these little cartridges. And then it's also less expensive than buying a whole nother punch. So because you bought the system, now you can spend less money to buy just these little cartridges instead of buying an entire huge punch. So I think that's a really awesome system that Creative Memories has come out with their borders. Okay, so we're just going to take the paper out, and I'm going to cut this over to the side. And look how cool it makes this rickrack. This reminds me of the olden days when we used to put this on things when you would sew, and you would put it like along the edge of a dress or a hem. And I remember when I was a kid having dresses and having this like here's the hem of the dress, and having this kind of up here like as a decorative accent on your clothes. So it's really cool. I like it a lot. It's really a neat punch. And then not only is it really a cool design, but when you punch this out, you don't even have to punch 2. You have 2 already, so you don't have to punch it twice, and you get 2 of these. So I think that's really cool. So what I'm going to do for my layout is we're going to put this part up here. We're going to put this one down here. If you line this rickrack up, you won't even see the edge of the paper. So I think that this punch and the design of this border is really awesome. Isn't that cool? I just love that so much. Okay, so now that we have our background designed, and I have this photo here, I did mat the photo already with some white cardstock, but I want to put another mat because it kind of looks a little bit plain. So I have some of the paper here from this collection, and this is the 6x8 paper pad. It's perfect for matting photos. And I'm just going to flip through here and look to see maybe what I might want to use. I think that using the red would be cool because my mom is wearing this red shirt. But I think that's going to not stand out as well because I have the title here, which is going to sit on top of the picture, and it's red. So I think I'm going to go with another color. So we have, and then green. The paper, this paper right here that has the little houses on it, has a green background, so I'm not really sure that I would want to use the green. The blue, I already have that in my border strip, and this is a really pretty paper. It's like a really small floral print, but again, that one's red. So as we're going through here and I'm flipping through this paper, I think that maybe this plaid might work. So let's kind of take this one out and see. If I was to put this here, it's got all the same colors that are in this background paper. And if I was to lay the photo on top of that, I think that looks really cool. So I think I'm going to use that as my photo mat, to make a photo mat. And it does have some contrast between this plaid paper and the title. So I think that'll work really well. I'm not sure if I'm going to put our family here or maybe put the word R up here. And yeah, so far this layout's coming together pretty well. I did spend some time thinking about it before I started the video, so I think it's making this whole scrapbooking process go a little bit faster. And I spent some time going through the embellishments and actually really more going through the paper to look to see what I could use to make embellishments. So I have this paper here, which I spent some time fussy cutting out a bunch of flowers. So you can see I have all of these little flowers here. And I have a whole bunch of them, even these little bitty flowers. I think it's really cool to have different size flowers and different colors. So I spent quite a bit of time fussy cutting all of these flowers out. And then I also cut out some houses. And then I cut out this saying that says, I can't remember what it says. It says family, let's see, family never ends where, like, wait, let's see. I can't remember the quote exactly. Family begins where life never ends. I think that's where it says, yeah. So this is a quote. I thought about using that somewhere on the layout. And I have a little camera here that I fussy cut. And then here are some more flowers. So I have all of that. Plus they have some little houses that are chipboard pieces that I thought I might use. And so I think what I'm going to do at this point is to go ahead and get my background all adhered down, create the rest of the mat for the picture, and get all of that down. And then I'm going to see about adding in the embellishments, trying to figure out where my clusters are going to go. And I really like this house, so I was thinking about possibly building a cluster down here at the bottom, maybe making a diagonal design where I have a cluster here, the picture, and then an embellishment cluster up here at the top. So I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. And I think that's going to be a super cute layout. Okay, so let me go ahead and work on this a little bit, and then I'll come back and we'll finish this layout. Okay, so I think this layout is pretty much finished, but I do want to add one more thing. And I want to talk a little bit more about clusters and balance and making your picture the focal point. Now, in my last video, which was the Pink Fresh Fridays hop, I did talk a little bit about this in that video as well. But I think it's something a lot of people struggle with. So if you have a layout, and when you're looking at the layout looks off, there's something that is drawing your eye away toward the edge of the paper, or away from the picture, maybe your layout is not balanced, okay? So when you're working on an art project, you want to have a focal point, and then you want your art piece to draw the eye towards that focal point. And scrapbooking is no different than if you were doing a painting. It's kind of the similar techniques. And when I was at university, I actually did take a lot of art studio classes. And so a lot of the concepts that I use in my scrapbooking actually came from the classes that I took in when I went to school. And so the idea of balance is an idea that actually is used in all different types of art. And I think scrapbooking is a form of art. And so we can use a lot of the concepts that come from learning about art in scrapbooking. And so if you want to make the picture the focal point, you want to try to draw your eye in toward wherever the picture is. And usually the picture's in the center of the page. We don't usually put it off to one side. So if your eye is traveling off the page, or if your eye is moving around the page but doesn't settle onto the photo, then your layout may be off balance. And so you need to add something to it or take something away from it to make sure that your eye goes in toward the picture. So as you're adding embellishments to the layout, you just want to keep in mind that you want to draw your eye in. So creating triangles around the picture is probably the best way to do that. And so in this example, I have a cluster down here and one up here at the top. And then we have this small cluster that's right around the title. So if you're looking at this, you can draw a triangle around your clusters, and in the middle of that triangle is your picture. Okay, and then the other thing that you can do to draw the eye in is to use the same color. So we have yellow, yellow, yellow. If I didn't have a yellow flower up here, your eye would not go there. So it wouldn't easily go there. So the whole idea of when you're looking at a piece of art and how your eyes move around that art can be controlled by the different elements that you use. So you can control it by color, by intensity of color, so dark to light, or you can control it by the type of element. So in this example, I added this chipboard piece that says Home Sweet Home, so I have some words here. Then I added this word quote over here, and it's also some words. So now my eye is going from here to here. I have my title. So you could consider that to be a triangle around the picture, but I don't find that my title is standing out enough to make my eye go back down here to this part of the layout. So what we're going to do to finish off the triangle and to make our eyes move back down to this part of the layout is I have this sticker book that's also part of this collection. And in here there are some word quotes. And the word quotes are the same color as these here. So we're going to take one of these word quotes, and I think the one that I was thinking about using was, these are my people. So we're going to use this one here. I like that it was the size. It's going to fit right here under the word family. And so we're just going to pop that in, and I'm going to put, these are my people. And I think I might add another one here because it's really not, it's not enough, I don't think. So let's see, what else can we put here? I'm also going to add this one here. It's a little bit longer than this one. I think sometimes it's good to stagger the size. And I'm just going to add that here underneath. And I think that is perfect to fit inside of the word family. And so it says, these are my people, together we make a family. So I think that's just perfect. And it's not as bright in the color as these up here, but I still think it helps to draw your eye down towards the title. And so I think it just adds just a little bit and helps to balance the layout. So I would love to hear if y'all think that these art concepts that I share in my videos are helpful to you. And so if you want, leave me a comment down below. And that's pretty much all I have for this video. Okay, so I just wanted to remind you guys to please be sure and go check out everyone else's videos that is participating in this YouTube hop. And if you like this video and you'd like to see the scrapbook process, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed and you'd like to see more videos, please subscribe to my channel. I would love for you to join my community. Okay, you guys, that's all I have. Y'all take care. Hope y'all have an awesome day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye now.